the uncountable figures, right? So, hi Rashid, how are you doing?
Hi, how you
Hi,
doing? I'm
how
good.
you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. So good to have you here again.
It's my pleasure being
It's
here
my
again.
pleasure being here again.
Um, Jerry, could you mute your mic? Okay, thank you. Okay, so Rashid, I'm sure you joined in and you heard a couple of people pitching themselves. If you were the founder of a particular company, tell me which of these people would you probably hire on the spot?
Ah,
Ah,
first of all,
first of all, you know,
um,
um,
there's too
how
much
there's
echo.
too
I don't
much
know.
echo.
Sorry?
There's too much
There's
echo. I
too
don't know
much
if it's
echo. I
my
don't know if
network.
it's my network.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear
Hello,
me now?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, good.
Okay, okay, good.
So personally, I
So
feel
personally, I think
all of them actually perform good. They perform good, but um, I'm more of a practical person. I'm more of a technical person. Like what really
I'm
impressed
not
me
sure
more.
if it's just me, but I can barely hear you.
Okay, can you still hear
okay,
me
can you
now?
still hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay, great.
Okay, okay, great.
So I say
So I say
personally, me,
personally,
I'm big
I'm big
on
on
what you can do
what you can do
technically,
technically,
to be
to be
honest,
honest.
Yeah.
because
Because maybe
because I've seen a
because I've
lot.
seen a lot.
But
But
if I
if
just
I
have choice
just
that
have
okay,
choice that okay,
let me choose based
let me
on
choose
what
this on
you
what
have said.
you have said.
Mm-hmm.
To be
To be
honest, they
honest,
all did well.
they all did well.
To be
To be
honest,
Yeah.
honest,
they did well,
they did well,
and
and
yes,
yes,
they actually did
they
well.
actually did well.
So there was
So there's
someone talking
someone
about
talking about
product design.
product design.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
I think,
yeah, I think
yeah, I
she
think
stand out,
she
and I
stand
think
out, and I
Mr.
think
Patrick
Mr.
too.
Patrick too.
But
Yeah.
Mr.
But Mr.
Patrick
Patrick
presentation looks more
presentation
like
looks more like
an
an
academia,
academia.
someone who is well
Someone who's
prepared.
prepared.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, something
yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. So, all of you who participated in this virtual interview, you have been accepted into my virtual company and you have been hired by our virtual CEO. Okay, so let's get into the gist for the day. How to build a winning portfolio. I think so far when we had this initial conversation, I think only one person mentioned their portfolio. Like, okay, from my portfolio, you can see projects that I've worked on. So, I think what we actually want to discuss is how do there are a lot of portfolio samples. If you go on Google, you would see a whole lot of portfolio samples and all of that. But how do you actually craft that particular one that makes you stand out? What are certain things that you need to include in your portfolio that would actually attract people? Hey Rashid, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
with
know
you.
if you can
I
hear
don't
me.
know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
And please, I
And
don't know,
please, I don't
is
know,
my
is
voice
my
echoing
voice
over there?
echoing over?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know
I
what the
don't know what
problem
the
is
problem
actually.
is actually.
Might
maybe
just be
network
the
or something.
network. Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
tried to
I've
switch
tried to
different
switch different.
different-
Mm.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
That you may try
You know,
to
I tried to,
complete yourself,
but
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 I think it's coming.
I think so.
I guess it's
I
not the
guess it's not
network
the network
because
because
I'm not the only one
I'm
having
not
the
the only
issue
one
now.
having the issue now.
Okay.
Sorry, it's like, can you hear
Sorry,
me?
sometimes can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
actually
you can actually meet
whatever is talking.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Okay, let me try. Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah. So you can go ahead.
Okay, I actually asked a question about how you can craft that job winning portfolio. What are some things that you could actually look out for when you are crafting a job portfolio that would make you stand out?
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for the question. But questions like these are quite complex to actually answer because different method for different discipline, especially in this tech industry that we have. Like the process for a designer might be quite different from the process of a developer or a data person or a digital marketer or stuff like that. So I'll try as much as possible to break it down one by one. So first of all, how to build a job winning portfolio. Like everything in tech is mostly about what you can do. That's what I believe. Like because it's called tech for a reason. It's called technical. Technology means what you can do really. So to build a job winning portfolio, I used to tell people most of the time that if you're applying for any job, anything, always have it at the back of your mind that you are not the only person applying for that job. So you have to prepare yourself ahead of every other person. Like you have to imagine yourself being in competition with someone you already assume is way better than you. How more can you put in your best to actually outshine such person? That's the way I used to think about it. So first of all, everything started from the foundation stage of your learning process. Let me start from the developer, then I'll move to the product designing and some other industry. Firstly, in development, every little thing that you do, you must always try as much as possible to create solution for it. Always create solution for them. For instance, even if I'm teaching someone just web development, before you move away from HTML, you must have done at least 3 projects on HTML alone before you can go to CSS. CSS, without 10 projects in CSS, you cannot move to the next one. You cannot move to JavaScript. Without another 7 projects on JavaScript, you cannot move to any framework yet. So I make sure that even before you are done with your training, you already have at least like up to 10 to 15 portfolio ready for you. So that's why it's quite essential to have a worthy mentor sometimes. And you might not even need a mentor. You might just relate the solution. You might just relate the thing you are learning to a particular solution. You understand? For instance, maybe you just started learning HTML. You can build different forms on HTML. You can build something like maybe registration form for a tax collector with HTML. You can build something like that. It's just simple HTML without any styling. Another form for this, you can build a table of this or a sorted table of maybe CGPA table or maybe food time table. That's still an HTML project that we can do with simple HTML. And a lot of them like that. So then with CSS, you can do a whole lot with CSS. Like with CSS, depending on the aspect of CSS you are currently learning, will determine the kind of project you build. Maybe you are just learning grid, you are just learning transition, you are just learning animation, you are learning Flexbox, you are learning different things. You have to always pick a project per day. You can decide that I want to build the front page of, or I want to build WhatsApp web, exactly how WhatsApp web is. Because I think that is the last project I give to some of my students that are just getting into CSS. Really, I ask them to build WhatsApp web, exactly how WhatsApp web is, the messaging area, the contact area, the profile area. You understand? That is a project, and let them will be mobile responsive. Then you can build another thing is maybe all these MTN websites can rebuild it from scratch using CSS alone, HTML and CSS alone. You can build different landing pages. You can check Tony Elumelu official website, rebuild it with HTML and CSS, or do some other projects that are available. So when you get to JavaScript as well, always make sure that you build um, different application that can actually enhance you to build to that can enhance you or position you to a better place where you start seeking for job. You can start for building to-do lists. You can also build different stuff. You can start from still small projects like building a to-do list, be able to apply crude logics to it and stuff like that. Build to-do list, build a restaurant website with logic, build different stuff. And also if you build how to add mailer to your form using JavaScript, different frameworks and stuff like that. So from there already, before you are done with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you could have at least 10 portfolio already. And the most important thing about this portfolio is not because you are just writing code to test if what you have learned you don't sabi. No. The purpose of building something like that is to use it for a real-time problem. I don't know, I shared this last month. There was one of my students that just said, okay, he's out of another project that he can build on just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I told him, what are your brothers or sisters doing? He said one of them is Taylor. Then build a simple web application that can enable a tailor input customer details, measurements, picture of the style they choose, everything, then save. And it should be like a list. So by the time they click on any of customer name, it will bring out their measurement and everything. That is a real-time problem that even outside your portfolio, someone can actually adopt to use. Whenever you are building your portfolio, make sure that it's something that can be valuable to someone. Some people might say, okay, they want to go and build CUDA. Instead of trying to build CUDA interface, collaborate with a UI UX designer that is actually learning as well. That's the power of collaboration. Tell him, challenge the person to build a microfinance bank interface that can be used by different bank. You understand? Then after you have designed something like that, then you now implement the set design. The design, so you look like a unique product. You look like a unique this thing, because I always like people that challenge themselves. Because imagine you are employed today, you will not be asked to build CUDA front page, Facebook front page, Google or Twitter front page. No, you are just using those ones that you are building before to test your ability. Maybe you can do some certain thing. By the time you are sure you can build some certain thing, just do it. Just build something that can still be useful regardless. I remember when I was learning HTML and CSS then, one of the reasons why I know that there is money in tech was when I was building HTML and CSS then I decided to build a fitness website then, a fitness website with just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript alone. The only the only powerful logic there was not really powerful, was just the contact form using PHP. That is the only backend I used. So then after I built the entire website finish, I decided to sell it to one guy then. And the guy bought it and used it for his fitness business later on. And I know some of my guys that they will build something like that. They'll go and sell it as templates on different template websites like Team Forest and so. They'll just do the documentation and they'll sell it as a template with the project they are using for testing. As long as it means you're following the best practice and and the design is standard and you follow their rules and regulation. You understand? So those are some of the portfolio that can actually solve problems. So that kind of portfolio is actually sweet to actually present. Imagine you telling a recruiter that what is one of the most significant projects you have built. You can tell them that I was really fascinated by some of the work that the fashion designer are doing around me. And I believe that they should not be excluded with the varieties of opportunities they can use technology to do. So that have inspired you to actually build a simple web application that could enable fashion designer input their measurements, input the measurement of their client or their customer, so as they will not be able to forget some of the measurement and they can always have access to it on the internet. Because some of them, whenever they write their measurement on paper, some of them might misplace it. Some of them don't even know where they are. Some of them can forget some certain things. So with this web application is solving a particular problem. Even if it's just one page that you do use to build this project, the way you presented it and the story behind this particular project has already won the hearts of the recruiter because you see you as a problem solver. That you are solving unique problem. You are not just doing something that is already in existence. You are not trying to think outside the box. You understand? Because let's either you like it or not, even if CUDA or Paystack hire you today, they will not ask you to rebuild another Paystack or CUDA. They will not ask you to rebuild the existing design again because it's already there. They'll be expecting you to bring something more innovative, something different into the organization. So that's why you must be taxing yourself even before you get those, you start getting gigs. You must be taxing yourself to always think outside the box, to do something differently to improve the existing stuff. And the one that is not existed yet, then you do stuff on it. So that's for developer. I can say a whole lot about developer as well. So for product designing, you should also follow the same route. So most of all these auto layouts using different materials and stuff to build nice interface, amazing prototyping, functional prototyping and stuff like that is not enough for you to do something. Because put it into reality. If you are hired today, let's assume I hire you as a product designer. I'll not ask you that, okay, go and build Facebook for me interface. No, I mean, say that, okay, there's a client that wanted a website, or let's say there's a client that wanted a fintech website where people can actually buy, exchange dollar, and use virtual cards to make payments and stuff like that. Nothing concern me that you have not done something like that. I believe as a UI UX designer, during your learning stage, I believe you could have taxed yourself to be able to come up with solution on any problem that was thrown at you. So it's not left to you to now go on to some of the steps for UI UX design. Then you start your research, check people who are doing something like that, then check some features they have, check the one they don't have, check how you can better off the platform you are building. Because I always tell people, nothing in this here that you want to build that is not already existing. But the biggest flop you can make as a person is to not do something that is different from any other existing one. You understand? There will be something that is different among other existing of food delivering services before child care come on board. There's something child care is doing differently that make them stop the market. We have Facebook before Twitter. How come they come during pandemic and they disrupt the entire streaming ecosystem? There was Twitch. So all these people, they will not say that they did not copy themselves. They copy themselves, but they have unique value which they are used to differentiate themselves from other. Snapchat started status, all the status that we post on WhatsApp. WhatsApp copied it. Before you know it, Facebook will have it. Before you know it, IG gets. Before you know it, everybody started getting. Clubhouse was the first person that have something like what is it called? What's this feature that Twitter copied? I don't forget that they used to speak in voice. You understand? The features that can make you be speaking on voice and we having conversation through voice instead of seeing each other like video conferencing. Clubhouse actually started. In fact, that's one of the biggest things that make Clubhouse really significant. Twitter adopted it. but there's something Twitter has that Clubhouse does not have. There's something Clubhouse still has that Twitter does not have. So if you are building any product for someone, yes, they ask you to build a UI UX for food delivery services. Twitter space, God bless you, Isaac. You understand? So if they ask you that, okay, you should build uh, if they ask you to build a food delivery app interface for them, you should not just go and do, okay, this what everybody has. What is that thing that all of them does not have that I think can be better than every other person? Because of course, if you are done building the interface or designing the interface and you send it to developer, they build it, that is still going to be another food delivery service app. What actually makes this app significant? That's why you're a product designer. So your job as a product designer starts from product definition, ideating. One of the purpose of ideating and brainstorming with clients is to come up with something more unique that can make them different in the market, design-wise, interactive-wise, experience-wise. You understand? So starting from there, you must always challenge yourself by now. Look around you. What are your friends doing? What are they into? Can you create a solution? Can you design a interface that can solve their problem that will look like a product to you? For instance, some of the projects I built when I was trying to play my hands on UI UX then was I built a particular app called Middleman. I was talking about 2019 now. So Middleman, this Middleman app, this is how it works, because I noticed that majority of my friends then that are making money through the internet, maybe through blogging, Google AdSense, vlogging and stuff. Majority of them don't want to start from scratch. They actually want to buy a YouTube account that is already monetized, a Google AdSense account that is already monetized, so that by the time they start blogging or vlogging, they'll start making money immediately. But at the end of the day, some of them they will get scammed after the person who claim have those accounts with them collected the money. They block them off and they run away. Some of them, that was when cryptocurrency is still very hot in Nigeria. A lot of people get scammed on cryptocurrency. I saw a lot of, anytime I open my Facebook feed then, it's always about someone, how someone scams someone. I think about, okay, this is a particular idea that can be something on. Then I created an interface called Middleman. So this middleman will just stand like an intermediary between the seller and the buyer. Yeah, it's going to be more like the initiator. For instance, if I want to buy something from, maybe I want to buy something from Patrick, I want to buy maybe cryptocurrency from Patrick, and Patrick is telling me to send to send him money for voice and the crypto. What if Patrick take my money and run away? And if Patrick send his own crypto to me for, what if I run away? So the app is coming to solve the problem by Patrick just register on the app. I also register on the app. Then we initiate a deal. After initiating the deal, me that want to make payments are paid through the platform. The platform will notify Patrick through the email or any other means that, okay, Patrick Rashid have actually sent the so amount of money to purchase so things. Please confirm if you have sent the cryptocurrency to him. Immediately we have confirmed that I have sent the cryptocurrency to him. We are going to credit to immediately. So immediately Patrick saw that notification, know that the money is with the platform, not with the other person anymore. So immediately you send the cryptocurrency, you go there, you understand. You go there to go and verify, you go there to go and upload the proof of what you have done. And also there will be a button there that said you have made the transaction. Then they will inform me that, okay, Patrick, can you confirm that Patrick have made this thing? Then I'll just click on the button that yes, I've confirmed as well. Then immediately the system will automatically send Patrick his money for the exchange. But when there's a dispute, that's another features. Like if I say I should explain that, there are a lot of this thing on that because I created a full flow chart for the entire solution. You understand? So when there is dispute, everything, dispute resolution, and this thing, everything, I've created all those things using a UI UX. In fact, someone was even telling me then, as of 2019, that if I build this thing and make it a startup, He's going to be my angel investor. He's ready to pump in $10,000 as of 2019. I'm not even happy. You understand? So that's how to think outside the box. You must be solving a particular problem. What will make you exceptional from other people? Check most of developer or most of product designer. They'll be showing you this is the replica of Facebook that I built. This is the replica of Gmail that I built. Yes, that's a replica of Facebook or whatever things you have built. But we are not going to ask you to do all these things. When your instructor is telling you how to do all those things, he's telling you how to implement it. How to implement, just like when they are teaching you Photoshop. You can know how to use all the tools on Photoshop. But if you are not creative with it, you are still going to be designed like a novice. That is the truth. It's not about you knowing how to use the entire tools. It's about you being creative and think critically to come up with unique idea that solve real-time problem. That's when you can call yourself that I'm a critical thinker, because you have think critically to come up with an idea that is solving a particular problem. You understand? So most of your portfolio should be solving a particular problem. Maybe you can check interface and say that maybe there was a time that I feel that the NTN, if you are using MiFi, there's a particular platform for NTN, the mobile platform that you use to check your data balance and everything. And when I see it, I saw that the platform was not responsive. The platform design was outdated, and I feel so frustrated. Instead of me complaining, I built something better that MTN could have adopted and that have all the features they already had and even additional features that can enhance the app. Then I built it, then I did the uh, the full details about come up about the idea. Telling stories about your project also matters as well. Telling the story how I feel frustrated instead of me complaining, I built something like that. So even if I want to impress a recruiter or someone that want to challenge me, it's something I can use to impress them that, okay, this is my idea. I built it because of this. There's story behind everything I'm doing. Compare me to someone that does sit down and say, okay, this is a Twitter clone that I built. Yes, and so what's so special there? You understand? So what can actually make you stand out amidst every other person is making sure you are building portfolio that is solving problem and that is so meaningful to the society. That's when you can actually stand out as a creative person. So the same thing applicable to even a graphic designer. A graphic designer, do free work. Imagine some of your uncles that are accountant, build a flyer for them, be their social media. If you are a social media manager, do free works. Go and check other good social media platform and social media account that are doing well, that you like the way they design, the way they are doing, the articulated, some strategy they are using. Check it. There are various tools available on the internet that you can use to check the marketing and management strategies some other pages are using. Check it, do it better for some. You can even collect your church social media platform. If they don't have, create for them. Use it to learn. Create for them and then use it to learn how to interact with some of these things. If you see some of your friend that is selling all these products and wherever on the internet, just make sure that, okay, do you have a social media account? No, I don't have. Okay, I have. Okay, I think one of the reasons why you're not selling well is because you are not managing your social media account well, and maybe you are not running a sponsored post. Because if you're just posting like this, only people who already have your contacts will be seeing your post. What about people that are actually that are craving for the services or the product you are selling, but you don't have them on your list? It's only when you run advert that Facebook, Google, or any other platform you are using will get you people who are interested in your services already. You understand? That will trigger people like that to actually want to put money for you to run advert to text your ability. You understand? Every tech aspect actually need you to think critically. I have to tell someone that being a good digital marketer is not the fact that you can run advert. Everybody can connect their card to their Facebook and start running advert. What makes you different and what they are paying for is their ignorance. What makes them ignorant? How to target the right audience. What are the kind of content that can actually set well for this kind of initiative or the products or services that you are selling? Do you understand all those things, how you can break it down? Maybe someone wants to start a podcast and say, okay, my podcast is about politics. As a professional digital marketer, how can I actually trend within 1 month? as a professional, you can go back to your board and be like, okay, these are some of the things we can do. We can do a short the compilation of all the controversies talk that you talk on the full video, might them together, hard sound, edit video on it, then tag influencers on this thing, call this person name so that you can react and do this thing. They will run adverts through this channel. They will collaborate with this particular content creator, interview them, allow them, pay them to actually put it on their page and stuff like that. With this also time, you blow or something like that. That is critical thinking. You are providing solution to their problem because their problem is they want to trend, and you are as a solution provider, you must always think critically to come up with an idea. That is your portfolio because there is a story behind that too. If someone tell you that, they will ask you what is your most significant work you have worked on. You can say, okay, I don't know if you know about maybe Honest Bond podcast. Yeah, I know when they started, one of the founder, Kiniko, I was able to use this started out. There's a story behind it, and it's interesting. It's different from other people's own already. You understand? So that's the way I see some of all these things. And even if it's data analysts, collect data from real business, go on LinkedIn, go on all these places, check people, or especially new startup companies that don't want to start up their company, ask them for data. Look at what your data really want to solve. It's not about just analyzing data. What problem is your data really want to solve? Maybe it's an agro tech company that want to start producing egg, hen and whatever. So you can actually do a survey and do a survey to gather data to know how many how many how many companies are doing the same thing they are doing, what are the problems they are facing, and what products among all the products offering in that startup people actually care for the most, and what aspect of Nigeria people are interested to do these things, to get those things for. So with your data, you'll be able to come up with this solution. They present it to the CEO, so they will know that whenever that they want to advertise, they know where they are targeting. Whenever they want to create content, they know the product they'll be putting front. With that, you are solving their organizational problem, and there's story behind all that. You understand? So I would say in order to make your portfolio really strong, you need to create a story behind it, and you must be creating a problem. And most of all these things cannot be really possible without collaboration. As a developer, if as at this century, if as a developer you don't have a UI UX designer friend or colleague or someone you are really tight, there's a problem. As a product designer, you don't have a developer that you are really close. There's another problem because those are the people that can make you grow. You understand? Build something. Let me see some of the design you have done. Okay, I will implement it with my code. You understand? I will implement it with my code. You are building your portfolio already. Okay, as a developer, what are some of the ideas that come to your head? Let me design the product. Let me design the prototype. Let me design the product. Had prototypes and stuff like that. Okay, I was thinking now developer they get idea for head pass. Now they know they implement pass. If some developer tell you how many ideas they have in their head that have expired inside their head, you'll be amazed. You understand? But by the time they are expressing some of all those ideas with you that you are eager to build reasonable and problem-solving solution, you then put it in action, start building stuff. It's not compulsory you are good at everything. Just have connection with someone. If you have content creator with you, you can work with a content creator. Both of you, all of you are building portfolio. And let me see some of the work you have done. Look at this website. I was the one that writes every content on this website. It might be a website that was just hosted on Netlify or any of those free or Git repo or anything. You understand? You are building your portfolio, and always make sure that your portfolio is out there to see. Anything you are doing, make sure it's out there to see. As a designer, make sure you are using Binance, you are using Dripple, you are using all those things to showcase your work. As a developer, make sure you are hosting your product, you are hosting your application on Netlify, on all those free, and make sure you have it on your Git repository those are the evidence that you have actually done some of the thing you are talking about. Even abandon project, push it on your repo. It can be on private anytime anybody wants to see it. Put it on public back. Let them see, let them check how you code, let them check all these things. So if you don't collaborate, you may not be motivated, you may not find a genuine reason to do some certain things because sometimes it's very difficult for you to move forward if you are not making money already with something. So what would ginger you is someone like minds that are doing the same thing, going in the same direction in different industry. So you understand. So that's just basically what I can say about that. And if there's any other question, you can actually ask. So let me just add. I'm trying to be to to make them short one after the other. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that. This was a whole lecture, honestly. Um, so it's actually 9:04, and we probably need to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. But before we do that, please let's use the Slido link if we have any questions. So I'm just going to ask if we have any questions. Please, would you let me know if it's much better? I know you said there were a bit of echo when I
Yeah,
was talking earlier.
I think when
I think
two
once
two people are
two people are
actually
actually
taking attention,
picking at
there'll be an
them, they'll be an
where
Oh,
where
everybody
okay, yeah.
everybody
will be an
Yeah.
echo.
will be an
That's
echo.
all.
That's all.
Okay, I think the only question we have here, I think you've probably answered that while you were speaking. What's the name of the platform? The one that serves as middleman.
I did not get the
I'm
question,
not getting
please.
questions, please.
Okay, someone was asking about the platform you mentioned, the one that serves as a middleman between both buyer and seller.
Okay, was asking
Okay, was
about it.
asking
So
about it. So
Yeah, like the name of the platform. That's the question we have here.
okay, I don't
okay,
know if you
I
can
don't know if
mute.
you can mute.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I built the product as a product designer. I didn't implement it on web. You understand? So I did not build it. It's like a portfolio for me on UI UX. You understand? So it was not online there, but I don't know. Um I think I upload the only front page on my Binance. You understand? Then I think I uploaded it, but I'm not sure I uploaded everything there. But I think it's on my Binance. But I have not implemented this. There was a time I wanted to implement it, but because of regulations issue and stuff like that, because there are some things you cannot build now without having license by the CBN, especially when it comes to money. You understand? So that time I was not implementing it. So license of Flutter is going to cover me and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I discovered that it's not so. That I still have to get some signing and stuff like that and stuff. And the idea is not just something you can just build because it requires a lot of trust before people can start using your platform. It requires a lot of trust before people can start using your platform. So uh, if we are not ready for the big tax ahead, I don't think there's point building it unless I want to use it for portfolio. and it might be too time consuming because I also have a lot of projects I want to build on my table already. So that is it. So there are always ideas everywhere to build on. In fact, this I'm a choosing trend that's going on. Imagine building a UI UX design for how a choosing front page could have looked like that will make it interesting, engaging, and make sense. And you post it as your work on Twitter and tag people. If you blow and create a story behind it, that will maybe after seeing a lot of trending about choosing and clinical, I just feel there's a solution that could be clinical. You write an interesting story about it and you tag people, use relevant hashtags. If you blow, your recruiter can see it from there. The recruiter can't see it from your DM. It's somewhere they will see it from. And it's not all people that recruit using LinkedIn or this Indeed. Most of the previous company I've worked in my life, none of them actually post job opportunity on any job website, not even Indeed, LinkedIn. Think about yourself personally. Some of the companies you guys are working with. How many of them really post on Indeed? How many of them really post on LinkedIn and all those job platforms? But all of them are available on the internet. Whatever is trending or whatever they see on the internet, they can relate to it. So some people can just reason say, okay, we need a UI UX designer the moment they saw your trending work or stuff like that. So that's why it's good to have a community. As you guys as a community now, you should also support each other. When this person posts their work, it must be like a routine. Okay, I'm posting my work today. Everybody in the community should retweet, everybody should share, everybody should comment, engage, and like. Imagine I posted my portfolio. We are about 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We are about 20 here. I post my portfolio and 20 people comment, 20 people like, 20 people reshare on Twitter, the same thing on LinkedIn, the same thing on Facebook. Before we know it, all of us are going to blow. And getting to the recruiter or people that need your services will be as easy as anything. You understand? So it's good to have a community too, so that to help in showcasing your portfolio out there. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Indeed, it's really great. It's amazing to have a community, and I trust that going forward, this is more like a session that should spur you to go and start working on your portfolio. For those of us who do not already have a portfolio, don't just rely on LinkedIn and the rest. You could work on your own portfolio website and all of that. And this is the sign you need to start working on your portfolio project. It must not be a classwork, an assignment from M4As. Look around you, right? Look around you and decide to work on a particular project. Rashid has already given us a tip that you could jump on this choosing trend and build something, you know, just build something, add something to your portfolio, because most times that's what you just need to attract a recruiter to yourself. There was someone that built a font, I think Ojuju, and Ojuju has gone so viral and so global that you wouldn't just imagine that it was someone who just sat down randomly in their home and decided, oh, let me just build this font that looks like this, and it has gone viral. So you never know if it is your next project that is going to land you that job that you want or whatever. So here's your sign, go and take action. And once again, Rashid, we want to say we really appreciate you for taking out time to be here with us today. This was an amazing session as always. Yeah. I think the mentees agree with that too. It was an amazing session. So we don't want to waste much of our time because we're already about 13 minutes past our usual time. So we'll just be wrapping up today, and let's call it an amazing evening right here. So until next time, next month, of course, until next month, we'll have another amazing session and we hope to see you. We're supposed to have a meeting with the project manager today, but we'll keep you guys updated on our mini project. So once we have an update on that, the community manager, Mr. Olatunji, will reach out to every one of us and just update us on that. So let's have an amazing evening. Good night, everyone. Bye.